So this is the DokiDoki Hell 4 speed team. I'll go over some of the finer details about it, how to build it. The biggest thing about building a speed team, for me, is to make sure it's consistent. That means 95% clear rate or higher. If it's less than that, it's pretty trash. So let's go ahead and go over it a bit. And first thing is turn order. I have it playing in the background right now, but it was Chiaki first. Then we have Gray, who applies the grid up and the defense break. After that, we're using Kazuya the Reverie to apply sleep, so it increases the damage we do. Romoka will come in and then just basically detonate the whole wave. The speed tuning is very important here. You do want the slumber applied after the defense break, and you want Romoka to be able to do her full damage. Next up, if you look at the turn bar on the bottom, we have DokiDoki going, but then we have Kazuyo Kazami. And what she does is reduce the cooldown of our skills and gives us speed up. This is going to let us use our skill 3s all over again. In this case, you can see that Chiaki is going to be able to boost our entire team again. And with that speed up from Kazuyo Kazami, we're going to go ahead and be able to just cleave through the second team. If you had more damage, you can probably do a pure cleave through. But as long as you have enough damage to clear one of the enemy units, you should be fine to be able to clear it, because Romoka does splash damage, meaning that damage she does is going to be applied to everyone else. We'll go over what kind of skill ups you're going to need for the characters, as well as speed tuning and kind of thresholds for how much speed you're going to need. It's going to be quite a bit, so just be ready for that. An important note is that Kazuya Kazami actually has like elemental disadvantage. So she's going to be built low HP, so she gets targeted here instead of one of the other units that we have. And that's going to let us be able to clear consistently. Kind of playing on the AI a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's not really that complicated. It's just about making it clean and consistent, and we're going to go over things to make sure that as you approach or as you build this team, you can do it too. Most of the materials I have for this team, like the modules and stuff, I was able to get from previous levels of DokiDoki. So first up, Chiaki the Echo. The skill 3 is very important. The passive is also very important. It lets us kind of leapfrog as we get turn meter when our turns end. Again, Star. Use the shell is going to keep our cooldowns low enough so that way we can hit that second wave hard. And we use Gray. We want him skilled up as well. His skill 3 is very important, so we can go ahead and always hit that defense break. It's going to be a huge damage buff for us and very necessary. And again, we're using the star shell on him to keep that cooldown rate. And next we're going to use Kazuya the Reverie. Her skill 3 puts him to sleep, which causes him to take more damage, so you want that skilled up. Just increase that chance and make sure you're able to do as much as you possibly can. Next up is Romoka. The damage and how you kind of have her set up doesn't matter. As long as you hit the threshold to be able to kill one of the enemy units, so that way you get the splash damage. As you see, the ones I'm using aren't top tier mythic shells, they're not like crazy stats. But the most important thing for her is getting her skill 3 all the way up. This is the most investment you're going to do for the build, because you need to make sure or ensure the splash damage does occur and kills the rest of the units. It's a lot of investment, but she actually is really good and you can bring her to other content in the game, so consider it. And lastly, we're using Kazama Kazuyo purely for the speed up and cooldown reduction, which is insane. She reduces the cooldown on shells as well, so that's why we're able to basically reset the entire team to clear wave 2. Now I want to show you why you use Star opposed to using other shells and stuff like that. It's going to reduce the cooldown on our skill 3, giving us kind of a turn meter boost for the second wave, which is unbelievably necessary. I'm going to show you here what kind of happens if you use a shell that has higher speed but doesn't have the cooldown reduction. As you can see, it's all going normally, like as planned. You know, you still got the turn before all the enemy units and still use Romoka to clear. And it's exactly where you want to be, but then you get to wave 2, right? So here's your reset, which is what you're hoping for. But then if you look, she doesn't have her turn meter boost. And that basically messes up the whole team. At this point, you're left to RNG. Like, do you put enemies to sleep? Do their turn meter rage go back? What's going to happen? Do they just one-shot one of your units? Way too risky. You just want to avoid that entirely. So again, Star that's the shell you want to run. And for speed, 205 seems to be the threshold that you're looking for. Personally, I'd probably go like 210. There's some things with like turn meter boost and how total speed works for units that's a little bit wonky, and so sometimes it's not as consistent. But you definitely want to make sure you at least hit 205 to make sure you get that first turn and get that first turn boost. And you can see it here. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Everyone's already ahead. The little turn gauge booster from Chiaki's passive worked out fine, and clear the first wave, and it'll just go ahead and cycle through. The only tricky part would be the second wave, right? But again, you can see she goes in the right order, boosts everyone like they're supposed to, and there's a leapfrog, and then we're good. So again, super simple and easy. Get your turn order, Chiaki first, Gray, Kazuya the Reverie so they go to sleep, blast them with Ramoka, and then do the resets with Kazuya Kazami, and then you're all set. For thresholds, Ramoka, you just want enough damage on her to kill a wave, kill the weakest unit, whatever you need to clear the wave. You need her skilled up. You want skill ups on everybody's skilled 3s pretty much. And then for Chiaki, you want to make sure she has 205 speed at least. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to share them. And if you have any comments or ways to make things better, please share that in the comments below as well. Everyone likes to have a better time, an easier time, and if you know something that can make it that way, more power to all of us, right? I'll be working on like an all SR version later, so thank you for watching. If it was helpful, share with a friend, and have a good day.